Hello guys, Josh from MC2000 here, and today I'm talking about Red Hood and Outlaws, issue number 30, and it is episode 57 of Comic Book Carnage. Today I'm just going to cover Red Hood and Outlaws 30. I also need to mention I have no plans to review Deathstroke, the last Deathstroke that came out. To be perfectly frank, I'm not impressed with Deathstroke, so I have nothing to say about it that hasn't already been said in previous videos. You want to see my opinion on Deathstroke, go back a few episodes and watch the last review I did on Deathstroke. I have nothing really to say about Deathstroke other than like utter hatred at this point, so I'm pretty close to dropping it. Like, if it doesn't pick up in the next couple of issues, I'm dropping it. So I've got really nothing to say about Deathstroke. Nothing positive to say anyway. So, yep, I'm leaving it there. And anyway, so now let's talk about what we're actually here to talk about, which is Red Hood and the Outlaws. Oh wait, before we get on to that, just need to quickly mention Star Wars: Age of the Republic. Age of Republic, sorry. I'm going to cover that one in job lots, so I'm going to wait until I have like 4 of them, or, you know, and then I'll do 4 of them. Basically what I did previously. Anyway, so, on we go. First thing I need to say about it was the variant cover for this issue was gorgeous. I don't know what's up with the glowing eyes. I honestly don't know why they're trying to make Jason look evil all of a sudden. I know he's not exactly the nicest guy in the world, but he's not pure evil. Come on, guys. But still, well drawn art. Cover caught my eye. I instantly know who it is, so it does its job pretty well. I'm pretty sure I will also use that for the thumbnail and the outro. Okay, so next, how was the actual story? Well, this one was a bit. It's getting us ready for the next issue, I think. It's basically Jason's going to this old abandoned prison. He's basically got this bit of information on the underlife, and it looks like he's gonna meet who's all behind it today. And like, you know, he stops at this gas station to get some gas in this rusty old pickup, and the old lady says, you know, you're the 3rd customer I've had all week, and like, you know, basically he asks like. She asks him, where are you going? And he says where he's going, and she's a bit like, oh no, don't go there. The only people that go there are people with no souls. And basically he just walks off, and it's like, oh, I should be fine then. Which, you know, typical dialogue from Lobdell for Red Hood. The next thing I need to talk about is that he actually does find stuff that's useful. We have a encounter with whoever this side plot character's been that we've been getting the past few issues. He didn't put up much of a fight, if any. Pretty disappointed with that. And the only thing really to write home about with this issue is the way that, like, at the end of it, Jason bumps into his dad, but he's doing this really freaky thing where, like, his face is kind of phasing in and out, and there's like 3 of them, like, existing simultaneously. It's like, looks very ominous, looks very spooky, very villainous. So I have a feeling that the next one is going to be some kind of thing. Is it cuts before Jason? We get Jason's reaction, so he doesn't react to it. So we've got to wait until next issue for that. So I'm pretty interested to see how he's going to react to this. I think it was a pretty wacky, off the wall way to do the character of Jason's father. Personally, I think it would have been better to just have him be like some gangster, some hitman, and basically have it be he walks out the shadows and he's like, hello, and like, or hello son, been a long time. And basically, like, they've done kind of like this supernatural element, and like the whole book kind of has like an eerie tone to it. Like, he's walking through these abandoned these abandoned cells, and like, you know, there's blood on the wall, and we see Artemis and Bizarro again for a page because he notes that an axe tore open one of these doors, and he says, wait, what the hell was Artemis doing here? And he's like, oh no, probably just wishful thinking that they're still alive. Walks on, and then you have like kind of like seeing where they are in kind of like this different dimension at the moment. So I'm not quite too sure what's going on with that, but we shall find out. And as for that, it's just there's not really all that much to talk about, simply because it's like tags are too long. Which one is it? Okay, sorry. I am uploading a video at the same time, so I'm trying to figure this out while I'm talking. However, it's leading into the next issue, so I think next issue is going to be a really interesting issue, because it's a bit like, depending how Jason reacts to like seeing his father again, depends how well of a grasp Lobdell has on the character. Like, the last thing I'd expect him to do is run over and give him a hug, especially given the setting and the scenario. It's a very creepy setting. You know, you've got like, you have a guy he knows as well, like strung up in a tank, and it's a bit like, well, not a tank, like a, you know, kind of very similar to the tank we saw Bizarro in the first story arc, which was Dark Trinity, which I thought was a very nice touch, actually calling back to that. There was a few things as well it says you wouldn't fully understand unless you'd seen other stories, and it's like, well, he passes a comment about the guy using one of his old looks, which is a reference to Batman Incorporated, I do believe, where Jason was a member of like one of Batman's little groups, and like he was a part of Batman Incorporated. Speaking of which, I will also have a video on Young Justice coming up soon. I'm sorry, this is off topic. I'm getting back to topic now. It's just there was a line in Young Justice about Batman. Batman Incorporated was name dropped, so you know, I kind of like, you know, I'll talk about that another time, but not now. We're getting back to what we're meant to be talking about now. Sorry, sidetracked again. But yeah, I think, like I said, the next issue is really going to be the one that's interesting. The artwork is about the same quality as it's always been. Pretty good. I think this setting, like the abandoned prison, really does show some really good lighting work, some really ominous lighting. It works really well, and the character's new design looks pretty cool during that setting. I just wish they could have lost the dog. He had a dog clicking around at his heels, which is like, I'm not too sure how to feel about that, but I don't know. Maybe it's meant to be. I think, given the fact it's he has a flashback as well to his childhood, and he's holding a dog under the table. I think maybe if that turns out to be some manipulative mind games, that would be pretty cool. But basically, I think we got confirmation this issue that Jason's father is actually going to be a villain in this story arc, which is pretty cool. I don't know, maybe he's actually the head of the Underlife. I mean, that would be dope if he was the head of the Underlife. Because that would actually create some really interesting character conflict, because it's a bit like it's his only real surviving blood relative, and it's a bit like, you know, in any normal circumstances, he'd just kill the guy, and it's like, would he do that now, though, knowing who it is? It's a very interesting setup. I've got to hand it to Mr. Lobdell. He's definitely written himself into a place that's got me interested, and has got me itching for the next issue next month. But outside of that, there's not really much to talk about. Well drawn, as are most DC books. I mean, the only DC book I've really had any issue with the art with this year has been Hellblazer, and that finished a while ago. Outside of that, it's all been pretty good. So, I hope you've all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye, and thank you for dropping by.